Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a caramel cake with a caramel frosting. So we're going to start off with the frosting. In a medium saucepan, I'm going to add 1 cup of packed brown sugar. I'm also going to add a 1/4 cup of milk and about 1/2 cup of unsalted butter. So over at the stove, I have the saucepan and the brown sugar and the butter and the milk cooking at a low heat while constantly stirring. And we're gonna stir it on low heat just till the brown sugar is dissolved and the butter is melted. So you wanna stir every once in a while just to make sure that nothing on the bottom doesn't burn. So as you guys can see here, the butter is almost melted. And once the butter is melted, you're gonna stop stirring and you're gonna increase your heat to medium. And you're gonna let it bubble for about 3 to 5 minutes or until it's thickened. So it's been about 3 minutes and my caramel has turned a nice bubbly amber color. And so now I'm gonna transfer it to a bowl. And I'm gonna let it cool to room temperature. And then we're gonna add the sugar later. So now we're gonna move on to the cake. I have my caramel at the side resting till it's room temperature. So here for the cake, I'm gonna add 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of room temperature unsalted butter. And I'm just gonna beat it a little. You also want to scrape down the sides of the bowl. So once your butter's beaten, you're gonna add about 1 1/3 cup of sugar. And you're gonna beat it. So you want to beat it until it's a nice consistency. And then after that, we're going to add in 2 eggs. So now that our butter and sugar have been combined, I'm going to add in 2 eggs, one at a time. I'm just going to crack in 1 egg, and I'm going to beat it on low until the egg is fully incorporated. So as you can see, our egg is pretty much fully incorporated. So I'm going to add in my second egg. And I'm going to beat it till it's fully incorporated. So once our second egg is incorporated, I'm going to turn the speed to high and I'm going to whip for about 2 minutes to build some structure. So after beating for about 2 minutes, as you can see, our mixture has a nice creamy texture. So after this is done, we're going to start to work on our dry ingredients. So for our dry ingredients, in my bowl, I have 1 1/3 cups of flour plus 2 tablespoons of flour. I also have a pinch of salt, and I also have a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm gonna sift that through a sieve into my bowl, just to remove any big lumps of flour So once it's sifted, I'm just gonna take a regular old whisk and I'm just gonna whisk it just a little so that the mixture is all well incorporated. Just a tiny whisk. And that's it for the dry ingredients. So now I'm gonna take my dry ingredients and I'm also gonna take my wet ingredients here and get out of here. So once my dry ingredients are mixed, I'm going to take my wet ingredients here and I'm going to take half a cup plus 1 teaspoon of milk, and in alternating batches I'm going to add the dry ingredients and the milk into the wet mixture. Add a little bit of that, and I'm just going to mix it until it's well combined. And once it's combined, I'm going to add about half of my flour. And you're going to mix it in alternating batches. You want to make sure that you don't see any traces of flour left. Now I'm going to add my milk. And I'm going to mix. And back to my flour. So I'm just going to stir this until all the flour is incorporated. So as you can see, the batter is noticeably thicker than before. So once all your flour is combined, you're going to beat it for an extra 2 minutes on high speed just to build a little more structure. So after beating for about 2 minutes, it's nice and fluffy. So once you've been beating for about 2 minutes, you're going to add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And you're just going to mix it just a little more until it's just combined. So we've just added the vanilla extract, and now we're going to move on to preheating the oven because the cake batter is ready. So after beating and adding the vanilla, I've taken my cake batter and added it to a springform pan, and I greased and parchment paper lined it. So I'm going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for around 30 to 40 minutes or until it's set. So now that the cakes are in the oven, I'm going to start working on the frosting. So here I have the caramel, and I'm just gonna whip it on low for about 30 seconds. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab about 2 cups of icing sugar. I'm gonna gradually add it in little by little. You want to make sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl, and at this point you're going to increase the speed to medium, and you're going to beat till all the sugar is incorporated. So I'm just going to scrape down my sides of the bowl. I'm going to keep eating. more sugar, you can always add another cup or half a cup. Once again, I'm just gonna scrape down the sides of the bowl just to make sure that there's no huge blocks of sugar. Once you've added about half of the icing sugar, you can just eyeball it and just do a lot more than before. So here is the final product of the cream. You can always add about half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, but I'll just keep it as is. Okay, so I cut the cake in half after it was done baking, and I frosted it with the frosting, which I put in a piping bag, and I made a cool design on top, and yeah, this is the final product.